So let's start activity number 5. We would require a leaf, a spirit, a beaker, test tube, burner, water and a watch glass. An iodine solution for this activity. So take a leaf in a test tube and pour spirit to completely immerse the leaf. Okay, so in the test tube, this is the test tube, children, and in the test tube we have taken leaf and then we poured, what we poured? Spirit. Okay, spirit is an alcohol. We are pouring the spirit so that the whole leaf should get immersed in the spirit. Now we cannot directly heat the spirit, so we have to boil the water in the beaker, and then once the water started boiling, then we will put the this test tube with the help of a tongue into the water. So it's called double boiling. So we are boiling it in a test tube, but the test tube is not kept directly on the flame because it is highly inflammable. It will burst out, but we want the spirit to boil. So we are putting the spirit into the test tube and the test tube into the beaker full of or half full water. Okay. Okay. So after that, you have to place the test tube in a beaker half filled with water. Heat the beaker till all the green color from the leaf comes out into the spirit in the test tube. So once you will heat the leaf into the spirit, the alcohol, the full all alcohol, all the green colored pigment which is there, that is called chlorophyll, from the leaf, they'll come out into this spirit and the color of the leaf becomes pale. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to take out the leaf very carefully and wash it in the water and place it on a watch glass. I showed you the watch glass. Watch glass is just like a small plate. So this is the watch glass. Yes, this is the watch glass. This is a kind of small plate made out of glass. So you have to keep the leaf onto the watch glass, and then after washing it, and then you have to pour little iodine solution. Once you put the iodine solution, you will observe some changes on the leaves. So what will happen? Initially the color of the leaf was green. Then you put the leaf into the spirit and boil it. What happened? The whole pigment, that is green colored pigment, it comes out. Yeah, and leaf becomes pale yellow color. Now you cannot color it because here we want to test the presence of starch in the leaf. You cannot test the presence of starch because it is tested with the help of iodine by the change of the color. Since the leaf is already green in color, you can't change, you can't see the changes, so you have to remove that green color. So for removing the green color, we are putting it into the spirit. Okay, now once the color is removed, it becomes pale. Now you can put the iodine over that, and if color changes to purple, means there is a presence of carbohydrates. Okay, so what we observe? We observe that leaf has carbohydrate, that is the starch in it. And how did you get to know this? By the change of the color. Okay, so now in chapter number 2, what we saw this experiment before also. We took it with the help of, we saw this with the help of raw potato. We took potato, yes, you remember, and we sliced it and put some drops of iodine onto it to check the presence of starch. Similarly, we are checking it for the leaves. So leaves, they store the starch into them. They prepare their food in the presence of sunlight. And who helps it? Green colored substance. And what are they called? They are called chlorophyll. So for this, they also use water and carbon dioxide. So we know for the process of photosynthesis present, what do they use? They use water, they use carbon dioxide, and the most important part is the green colored pigment, which is called chlorophyll. How does it help? It helps in trapping of the sunlight, because sunlight is important and leaves cannot trap the sunlight in the absence of chlorophyll. So they need the chlorophyll. And what is this process called? Process of making the food. It is photosynthesis. Okay. And what gas is given out? Oxygen. Oxygen is given out in the process of photosynthesis. So the food prepared by the leaves ultimately gets stored in the different parts of the plants. We have seen that stem supplies leaf with water. The leaf uses the water to make food. The leaves also lose water through the process of transpiration. Just now we saw this activity. So how do the stem and leaves get water? They get it through the roots. So children, roots we'll see in the next video. Okay.